Welcome to Hypnotic Authenticity. This is a place to reflect, a place to unwind perhaps, to understand yourself a little better, and to gently reshape the patterns that guide your life. A little bit like a conversation between you and your deeper self. So I'm offering a sprinkling of hypnosis, insight, some meditative guidance, and it's all going to be woven throughout a deep sense of practicality. So that if I do my job well, each episode is going to help you feel more grounded, also more open, and more authentically you. So if you're ready, let's begin.
A few days ago, I recorded a little video about the parts that are running inside of ourselves, the elements of us that intuitively feel as if they are subpersonalities. And I thought I'd give you a little exercise that might help to identify the difference between what I might consider the core of you and all of these parts. Just to give you a sort of a very, very brief overview of what's going on. Imagine Well, let's take an abstract example. Let's imagine that you're in a room with a whole variety of people that you've never met before. And they're all different ages. They've all got different personalities. Some of them are very outgoing. Some of them are very introverted. Some of them seem a little bit devious. Some of them seem completely open and trustworthy. Some of them seem desperate to impress you or to control you. Others are kind of standoffish. Yeah. And with all of that, you kind of come to favor certain individuals there. You kind of resonate more with certain individuals there. You like them more. And there are others that you just kind of don't get on with at all. And then there's a few that you think are distinctly untrustworthy. Yeah. Consider that as a metaphor for what's going on inside of your mind. Okay. So there's a whole variety of individuals inside of your mind. Now, for some of you, that might sound odd, okay? And you're not the first if that's the case. Even Jung, who did a great deal of work in this matter, he's written somewhere that it feels distinctly uncomfortable to consider the idea that there are these elements of my personality which seem to be running on their own rails. They seem to be completely outside of my control. And he didn't like that, but nonetheless observed it, right? And this is something which you can observe very easily. Even in clinical settings, you can observe this from a couple of years old. So if intellectually it sounds a little bit strange, fair enough, okay? But try experientially going along with it and see what happens. Because a lot of this is geared into the idea of our self-esteem. Because if you can imagine, there are all these people inside of our heads, some of whom we particularly like, some of whom we're completely ambivalent to, but some of whom we really dislike. Very hard to love yourself in your entirety when there are parts of you that you really dislike, okay? So this is a very useful way of making friends with all of you, because actually when you dig into it, I have never met a part which doesn't have an honorable intention that I've actually been able to make friends with. Okay, what's going on here is that these parts that were intrinsically good have been lent on, they've been burdened by experiences that cause them to maladapt, but their intention towards you is still pure. It's just that they've learned a way of getting whatever it is that they want to get for you. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. The experience is going to be relatively simple. Now, it's not particularly hypnotic at all, but I am going to ask you to close your eyes. So clearly, as a result, don't continue watching the video or listening whilst operating machinery or while driving a car or anything like that. Only do so when it's completely safe to do so. Okay. Um, so all I would suggest then, and bring an intention of curiosity. What I'd like you to do is just close your eyes and maybe take a nice deep breath. Hold the breath and let that breath go, just to kind of ground yourself. Notice how you feel inside. In a second good deep breath. Hold that breath and let that breath go. Beginning to notice that you can feel more still, more at ease with yourself, but there's probably thoughts going through your mind. If you want to, take in another good deep breath. Hold that breath. Notice that sensation of just kind of feeling like you're coming home a little bit. Breathing out, breathing normally, becoming aware of your breath. And with your eyes closed, I'd like you to imagine that there's a path in front of you. And it might be a paved path, might be a sandy path, it might be a golden path, it might be the yellow brick road, it might be a little country lane, it might just have been ground away, going halfway up a mountain. I don't know how it looks to you, but however it looks, I'd like you to start walking down that path. Get a sense of yourself walking down that way and noticing what you're noticing, seeing what you're seeing, maybe feeling the temperature around you, maybe the sun's out, maybe it's a cloudy day, whatever you notice. Maybe you can hear the crunch of your shoes underfoot, or maybe you're barefoot and you can feel the sensation of whatever is beneath your feet. And taking into mind what I had just described about those various parts, and imagining what all of those parts are like in your mind, I'd like you to find a juncture on your path, just a place where you can pause for a moment. Maybe there's something there that's noticeable. Maybe there isn't. And when you're there, I'd like you to invite all of those parts to just rest there, okay? So get a sense of them and ask them if it would be all right if they just kind of stay on the path. You'll be back for them. You're not going far, but you just like a moment without them. And I do mean all of them. And notice what you notice. See how that feels. With your eyes continue to be closed, looking out at the path ahead. And let them all just jump out your head, or, maybe you have a very distinct sense of these parts, or maybe it's a rather sort of loose, not too tangible. However it feels, just let them kind of drop away. Just resting by the side, by the path. Now, for some of you, there might be a few of those parts that actually refuse. They may not want to leave you. And if they do, that's perfectly okay. Okay? If they do, that's your inroad to have a dialogue with them. Ask them what it is that they're scared of. Ask them what it is that they need and why they need to stay with you, because you're just going to walk off down the path and it's very safe. And so you might need to have a dialogue with them to understand why it is that they're not happy. So just take a breather, take a seat. If they are like that, I recommend that you just pause the video and have that conversation and see if you can make it to the point where they are happy. Let them speak of themselves. What is it that you're trying to do? What is it that is so difficult just for this particular moment in time to let me wander off? And you may find some extraordinary understanding from that alone. And if they continue to resist, if they continue to refuse to let go of you, then that's fine, okay? You're not battling against them. You're just asking them if it's okay to go off on a walk without them. And so if they refuse, it's perfectly okay to stop here and to investigate that a little bit further, maybe to come back to the video at another time. If you're okay, and if the parts are okay with the idea of just waiting here, sitting by the side, then with your eyes closed, I'd like you just to see them however they look, and just continue down that path or that track or that pavement or however it looks. Noticing whatever you noticed around you. Maybe there's something significant. Maybe it's completely mundane. Pay attention to how you're feeling as you take each step. Pay attention to the temperature around you, the sounds that you might be able to hear, the feelings inside your body. And I'd like you to notice whose eyes you're looking through. So as you're walking along, are you looking through your eyes, or are you observing yourself as you wander down this path? Now, if you're observing yourself, interestingly, that means that there is a part which has come along with you. And so it might be interesting to notice that you're observing yourself and have a conversation with that noticer and say, would you mind just kind of going back with the others? I mean, thank you for accompanying me this far. Just want a moment to myself. And that might sound a little bit strange to have as a conversation with a part. Just play with it. Ease up on the idea of rights and wrongs, goods and shouldn'ts. Just invite it to have a moment. If you're looking through your own eyes, just carry on walking. Because this is yourself that you're seeing through. What a fascinating thought this may be. And as you walk, you might notice how much lighter you feel, how much quieter you feel, or calmer you feel. Or as you're walking along and seeing whatever you see around you, you might notice that you're having thoughts. And if you're having thoughts, what is the perspective of the thought? Because indeed, again, if you're having thoughts, that's probably a part of you which is speaking. And it's a part of you which is so ever present and so natural that you've come to identify with it as being you. But I assure you, it's just a part of you. And so if you notice yourself having thoughts, have a little conversation inside your mind again and ask who's doing the thinking and what the thoughts are about. And are they useful? And are they necessary? And could you just have a moment for now with yourself and see what comes back? And if it's okay, let that part go down with the others, back at whatever it was that was noticeable. Or maybe they just want to wait there for you because you're perfectly safe. You just want a moment with yourself. That's all it is. Again, if this part of you refuses, pause the video, have a chat as long as you need. Get into it. See what its motivation is. See what it really wants. Just with an open-minded sense of curiosity. There's no right or wrong. They don't have to go away. It's all okay. But you learn things. And if they're happy to just give you a moment, they can wait there or they can go back with the other parts. And then I'd like you to wander off down that path with yourself for as long as you want to go, noticing how it feels. noticing your mind, becoming aware of how much quieter it is, becoming aware of how the feelings inside of you can come and go, and that that's okay. That the things that you notice come and go, thoughts might come and go, and that part of you that was with you in the mind is a very pure form of you. It's a very pure form of self. And just carry on wandering for as long as you wish to wander, just enjoying it, starting to notice what it's like to just be you without all those chattering voices. Enjoy it. Take your time. If you want, again, you can pause the video. Go as far as you want to go with yourself. And then when you're ready, turn around, head back along the path or the track or the pavement, the yellow brick road, whatever it was, back down from the hills or the mountain or whatever feels right. Go back, say hi to your parts when you reach them, pick them up, put them back inside. Remind them they were very safe. They were perfectly okay, and you came back for them. Okay? And then just notice what you're noticing. And maybe come back to this video in a few days' time and do it again, do it again, and do it again. Because each time will be different. And what you're doing is dissociating from all of the parts of you in their current burdened guise, and you're starting to notice what it is to be you and to observe those parts impartially. And that's a lovely feeling. The parts will feel less pressure. You'll feel less pressure. You'll start to be able to observe the differences and start almost imperceptibly imagine gaining a sense of order inside of your mind, because the self is starting to exert control, not through an iron fist, just through awareness, understanding, compassion, kindness to yourself, just through being. And so you can wander back down the path, back to where you began, and whenever you wish to, you can just open your eyes. Stretch that off. I don't know, maybe that was quite vivid, or maybe it was a sort of an intellectual exercise. Maybe each time will be different. But it's a very interesting way of starting to observe the difference between you and the chattering voices that are going on inside of you. So I encourage you to do it more and more and more. The more you do it, even though it might sound a little strange, is this me having sort of schizophrenic or disassociated states? And if you're having those concerns, just because it's not part of mainstream psychological thinking, it's very, very easy to find a swathe of literature that explains exactly how this is going on. It's been occurring for quite some time. I hope that's interesting. Play with it. As I say, there are no right answers, no wrong answers. Give it a go.
Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If it resonates with you, then follow my podcast. I would also personally be really grateful if you might wish to leave a quick rating. It genuinely helps others to discover the podcast. If you personally would like more guided meditations, you want some deeper insights, you'll find all my links in the description. If you prefer a more visual boost, then you might want to check out my YouTube channel called Authentic Life Hypnosis. And if you're looking to do some deeper work that goes beyond one-way audio, then obviously you're very welcome to reach out. Equally, if you have any questions, I'm here to help. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.